everywhere, the fans who go into the stadium, who go to watch a game, feel the same. It is a moment that you pass in a community with other people. It is a moment where you can let your emotions go, and the fans are really the heart of the game. Without fans, there would be no football. And the fact that when you are on the pitch as a player or when you are in the stands as a fan, you feel exactly in the same way. This is something that is particularly unique to our sport. The passion for football started when I was a child. Of course, I remember kicking the ball with friends, starting to play in the local football team, which had yellow jerseys in my hometown in Switzerland, in Brig, where I was born. Playing, whether it was snowing or raining or the sun was shining outside, and also, of course, due to my very legendary football skills, I remember as well some broken windows here and there. My parents were not so happy about that. And some garage doors which suffered as well quite a lot. Nice memories, but this fact of playing together, of being with your friends, is something that is really part of the DNA of football, and it's fantastic. I am son of Italian immigrants in Switzerland, and football was a way as well, certainly, to interact, to be integrated with the local community. On one side, we had, of course, the Italians who were playing together against the Swiss, but we were also playing together with the Swiss and those of other nationalities. So it's a way of coming together, a way of being integrated, and this way of doing that through football is something which is, I think, really unique. It was certainly unique for me and for many, many people, I'm sure, as well, all over the world. When you're passionate for football like I am, but you're right-footed and have two left feet, you need to find other ways, of course, to get involved in the game. So I started very young to organize games, to organize the teams, to bring the teams together, to organize events and tournaments. I organized my first football tournament when I was maybe 10 or 11 years old. We organized every weekend international games because we were the Italians playing against the Swiss or against the Yugoslavs or against the Portuguese or against the Spaniards. And playing football, you bring people together. So I could somehow probably combine these key values with the passion and the joy for a game which brings people together. And, throughout my life, this was a little bit the fil rouge that I'm still following. People tend to say, those who know me, that I'm a hard worker. I don't think that's true, because I'm actually not working at all. I'm living my passion. When you live your passion, of course you don't count hours, days, nights, travels, or what have you. But what is more important than that, and this is something I discovered after I became FIFA president and I was traveling around the world, is that through football, you can really change the life of so many people. Not just those who become world stars, but just those men and women, and more girls all over the world, who by playing football reach a different level of esteem, of self-esteem, of dignity, of positioning in their society. And this is something that has really no price. And we are all the same, right? We are all human beings. That's actually also, I think, one of the values and of the lessons of football. And we've always to remember where we come from. There is actually a great thing about football, and for me it's probably the most important lesson that you learn with football. You learn many things. Team spirit, you win only as a team, you respect the rules, you respect the referee, but there is one crucial element in football, which is that actually when you win a game, you're happy, you're smiling. Whether you win the World Cup or whether you win a game amongst friends, you're smiling, you go to work happy, you go to school happy. And you're happy until when? Until the next game. When you lose a game, however, you're sad, you're angry. But you're sad and angry for maybe an hour, a couple of hours, maybe a day. And after you start thinking on the next weekend when you have the next game, and you're going to win that game. So I think that as a child, you start already learning that, well, you stand up from every defeat and you take up the next challenge. So it teaches you really resilience and believing in yourself, believing in the community as well, in your teammates, and going for the next challenge always. After the defeat, you always have to stand up and go for the next one. When it comes to the World Cup stadiums here in Qatar, 8 state-of-the-art stadiums. I mean, one is more beautiful than the other. It's really difficult to choose and pick one. Of course, the Lusail Stadium, where the final will take place, is special. The Al Bayt Stadium, where the opening match is taking place as well, with this tent, the shape of a tent, of an Arab tent, is extremely beautiful. The stadium we are here, it's called the 974 Stadium because it's built with 974 containers. And after the World Cup, the containers will be closed and the whole stadium will be shipped somewhere else. It's part of the legacy as well of this World Cup, the sustainability of the World Cup, thinking about the environment and not just building white elephants who are not used thereafter. The stadium will be reused somewhere else in the world. This will be quite a unique World Cup because it's a very compact World Cup with 8 stadiums in 50 kilometers. You can watch more than one game per day, which is again unique. This never happened in any World Cup, and it will never happen in future as well, because everything is happening here in a small country with a big heart.